James Gunn was mentioning about the post-credit scene and some other things, what he learned to do with Marvel, what he learned to not do. And so James Gunn confirms that Superman will have a post-credit scene and what he learned not to do from Marvel itself. Okay, so here it is. This is Superman writer and director James Gunn has confirmed the movie will have a post-credit scene, but admits that mistakes he made while working for Marvel Studios have informed his approach to it. All eyes are on Superman to see how the movie sets the stage for the DCU's future. Filmmaker James Gunn has confirmed that the Justice League doesn't exist in this world, not yet at least, but we will meet the Justice Gang. With Superman, Woman of Tomorrow, and Lanterns on the horizon, the expectation is that Superman will do something to set the stage for either those or perhaps even the mystery movie Gunn is working on. Talking to Entertainment Weekly, he confirmed that Superman has a post-credit scene. However, it won't necessarily set up anything huge for the future. I have a philosophy about post-credit scenes, Gunn said. It is somewhat related to my own mistakes in my time with Marvel. For example, when Avengers Endgame ended with Thor joining the Guardians of the Galaxy, Gunn put his foot down and said he didn't want the God of Thunder on the team, leaving it to Taika Waititi to have them part ways in Thor: Love and Thunder. I said in the script notes, I'm not going to put him in. I don't want to have Thor in the Guardians. I don't want to do a movie with Thor. Gunn said of how those teases for the future can cause headaches for other filmmakers and projects. I don't understand the character that much. I love watching his movies and I love Hemsworth as a guy. I don't understand how to write that character. I did not like what I did in Guardians 2, where we set up Adam Warlock and we set up the Guardians of the Galaxy and we set up all this shit that I didn't necessarily plan on. Well, I guess I kind of plan on fulfilling that Warlock promise, but you want to be careful about that. The way a post-credit scene works is a punch to the face, like, oh my God, look at this. At times, when you're using it just solely to set something up, sometimes you're screwing yourself over. It was not easy to work with Adam Warlock in Guardians 3. I love working with Will, and I like dealing with the character, but at the end of the day, he was kind of fitting a weird square peg into a round hole a little bit, yeah. Gunn confirmed, adding that he preferred Guardians of the Galaxy's humorous post-credit scene in introducing Howard the Duck. Despite that, the DC Studios co-CEO is eager for fans to walk away satisfied when those credits finish rolling. I do love giving something back to the audience, so I will try to put something in the end credits for audiences to see because I think it's great. I love my crew, and I want you to stick around and see who the gaffers were. The expectations with post-credit scenes is that they'll set up what's next, and anything that fails to do so is often deemed a disappointment. However, the multiverse saga serves as a good example of why having one eye constantly on the future can go wrong. Marvel Studios has introduced and teased an endless list of characters, many of whom who have yet to return and aren't even factored into the Doomsday plans. I have mixed feelings on this.
Oh, really?
I feel like a lot of it I understand, but I also feel that the reason that the post credits really started to pop and get popular in the first place was for what they said at the end there. Oh, really? What does that mean? What's next? Oh, I can't wait to see the next one. Ants playing drums and stuff, funny, but don't do it for me as far as why I'm sticking around to watch to get to the very end. How do you feel about it?
I'm a little mixed on it just because I personally love the ones like when we met Howard the Duck. Right. I love that kind of stuff of just, oh my gosh, he does exist in this world. That's fantastic. But what Marvel ended up doing is we have so many of these characters, right? We've got Hercules, we've got Clea, we have a laundry list of people who've been introduced at the end of something and then crickets. We never hear of them ever again. We know nothing about them ever again. And so I feel like that's the fine line you've got to walk. So if you do want to tease a little something, like maybe a hot girl gets we know a little bit more about her specifically or something, right? And maybe we do that kind of Justice League Unlimited tease where she's actually here to infiltrate our planet. Oh no. Or we have some other kind of little thread. As long as it's something already set up that they're planning on actually doing and not shoehorning in, then I'm okay with it. But I understand having to navigate that with your whole universe in mind, so you're not promising something and not delivering.
I agree. And the other, like, here's the difference, though, what I would say if I was, like, getting that quote from James Gunn, right? And I'm like, yes, and I understand all that when you're like, I don't want to do Thor, I don't want to do this, but you're the guy making the decisions right now. You're not, it's like where they're like, hey, we have these plans to put Thor in it and do this, and we need you. And he's like, I don't want to do that because this is that. but you're that guy now. Now I understand maybe you're setting the precedent. I get it. But you're the one that can say, well, you know what? I'm just going to put a little bit of a tease here to say this is not necessarily what you're getting, but you're going to see this person again. Then I'm all on board with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I like that.
Yeah. Idea. So I mean, I don't know. I think like I do understand 100% where he's coming from, though. I really do understand like why it's like you get put in these positions where like oh my God, I got to do that, and everybody's asking it, and I like how he. Because as we were mentioning before, Guardians 3 is my favorite out of the 3, but Warlock is not great.
No. And Will Poulter's so good, but
yes, Will Poulter's great, but and you can even see James Gunn kind of subtly throwing Warlock under the bus there, saying no, he was the worst part of the movie. But he even just said what you did. But Will's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's not his fault that he got shoehorned in. He just did.
No, and he got shoehorned in because of that credit scene and everything else too. It's like, oh, I guess we got to put him in there because we teased him to the audience. So I get where that can become kind of a handcuffs type situation. But it is going to be an interesting thing to see how they're going to make this work overall. Very curious. What do you guys make of this? Do you like the fact that they're doing this? Do you like the maybe they should play it a little bit more? Maybe they should connect the stories more. What do you think? Put your thoughts in there and let us know. Man, summer is here. I'm excited for it. It is time to relax, get some sun, do all the things that make summer really, really special. And the number one thing that you don't want to be doing all summer is spending hours upon hours cooking. This is what I love about Factor. Factor has chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals already. They're just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. So there's 45 weekly menu options. You can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains, your goals, choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Enjoy more this summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. I've told you since I have been going to the gym, since I've been trying to focus on health, Factor has been instrumental in helping me do it. I use it, and you should too. So if you want to get Factor, and you should get Factor, get started at Factor with factormeals.com/Christian50off, but use that code Christian50off to get 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. That's code Christian50off at factormeals.com/Christian50off for 50% off, plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/Christian50off.